All right, here we are. Welcome one and welcome all to the one and the only Junk Shop Library channel, home of Improv Bible Study, the atheist Bible study where we go rampaging through the King James Version of the Bible, 1611, public domain, verse by tedious verse, and rip at the new asshole it so terribly, desperately deserves. Much like the source material, this Bible study is not for children. As the man says, the explicit tag is there for a reason. So good to see everyone in the chat. We've got a crowd this morning. Let's see. Who have we here? Scroll, 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 stall, stall, stall. I see Critical Cripple. I see Paul Kamish. Ilya Moon. Easy some works. Hello, my friend. Everyone's sleepy, and I understand. I have not been able to get enough coffee in me today. The wonderful Julie LaVoice is here. Godless Sewing. Dr. Osiris, good to see you, my friend. And people are liking and sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed. All right. Speaking of thank you very much indeed. Hey, Amiga Nuts. Thank you, my friend. Speaking of thank you very much, I got to throw up the long banner and give a special shout out to my fantastic patrons. These are the people whose ongoing financial and moral support make the ongoing efforts of the library possible and slowly improving. You see their names moving in alphabetical order at the bottom of the screen, and they are the Atheist Pastor, Aunt Jur, B, Bill, Brainbug, Mark Caesar, Paul Kamish, Gary, Ilya Moon, Kim, Linda, The Lone Wanderer, Matt Pig, Mama Atheist, Nikki, Rain, new patron Robert, and Santi the Sane. Thank you one and all so very, very much. It does make a tremendous difference. I see Godless Granny. Good to see you. Pigbot. Gee, I wonder who that could be. Mark Caesar is here complaining about my coffee slurping. I will try to keep it down, my friend. All right. Let's see if there's any other announcements before we launch into the terribly, terribly tedious book of Psalms. Yes, indeed. One little announcement. You see Godless Granny in the chat. I will be over on her channel tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time, whatever time that is, wherever in the world you are, with a varied and fascinating panel of people to discuss, does my vote matter? The question we're all asking each other these days, and more importantly, asking ourselves. Hey, Matt Pig, hello. All righty. Got a vague bug in my brain that there was something else I was supposed to tell y'all about, but I don't remember what it was. I'm going to hope if it's important, it'll come back to me. Ah, Matt Pig's got the link for the stream. Thank you so much. All right. Y'all ready for some more Psalms? I don't know that I'm ready, but we got to do it. We got to do it, y'all. We'll never get through it if we don't do it. That didn't rhyme in my head, and now I'm kind of regretting that construction. Right about halfway through. Oh, yes. Exactly. Whoop. Moving fast, the chat. I love it. Yes, indeed. I am so looking forward to that. I have not met the friendly atheist yet, and I'm looking forward to our encounter. All right, where are we up to? Thankfully, I've been scribbling them out as we go. Psalm 31 out of 150. Sweet Jesus McGillicuddy. All right. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Big surprise. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thine ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock, for an house of defense to save me. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privily for me, for thou art my strength. Into thine hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, O Lord God of truth. I have hated them that regard lying vanities, but I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in thy mercy, for thou hast considered my trouble. Thou hast known my soul in adversities, and hast not shut me up into the hand of the enemy. Thou hast set my feet in a large room. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am in trouble. Mine eye is consumed with grief, yea, my soul and my belly. For my life is spent with grief, and my years with sighing. My strength faileth because of mine iniquity, and my bones are consumed. I was a reproach among all mine enemies, but especially among my neighbors, and a fear to mine acquaintance. They that did see me without fled from me. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. I am like a broken vessel. For I have heard the slander of many. Fear was on every side. While they took counsel together against me, they devised to take away my life. But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I said, thou art my God. My times are in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of mine enemies and from them that persecute me. Make thy face to shine upon thy servant. Save me for thy mercy's sake. Let me not be ashamed, O Lord, for I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed, and let them be silent in the grave. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speaks grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. Oh, how great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them that trust in thee before the sons of men. Thou shalt hide them in the secret of thy presence from the pride of man. Thou shalt keep them secretly in a pavilion from the strife of tongues. Blessed be the Lord, for he hath shewed me his marvelous kindness in a strong city. For I said in my haste, I am cut off from before thine eyes. Nevertheless, thou heardest the voice of my supplications when I cried unto thee. O love the Lord, all ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth the faithful, and plentifully rewardeth the proud doer. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord. Yep, we could have summarized that real quick, couldn't we? Woe is me, the whole world is against me. Dear, 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 dear. Dear, 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 dear. I understand that it's poetry. I do. But oh my goodness. This is so tedious. It's just a song of sucking up to God. That's it. That's all there is. As Paul says, well, that was bloody boring. Mm-hmm. Yet another psalm in which there's nothing going on. Just, God is great, God is good, let us thank him for our food. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Dr. Osiris. Which song isn't sucking up to God? Exactly. Oh man, there's not even any interesting turns of phrase here to dwell upon, really. Just, woe is me. Woe is me. But God saves. On and on for 24 fucking verses. 32. A Psalm of David. Hey, Angie, good to see you. A Psalm of David. Mashil. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all the day long. For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer. Selah. I acknowledged my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Be ye not as the horse, or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. And there we have 32. Yep, just more of the same, and a whole bunch of selahs. And then here's a weirdness. There's no heading in front of 33. So far, we've had the little headings, a Psalm of David, under the chief musician, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Never Again, good to see you. But 33 does not have a heading. And it begins in almost exactly the same verbiage with which 32 ends. The hell is that about? Some medieval scribe just take a break translating mid-psalm, ran out for a smoke, came back in and wrote down the I don't know. It makes as much sense as anything else. I mean, the thing we got to acknowledge about this is that it's just absolutely shot through with fuck-ups and mistakes and weird translation moments. Or maybe it's as Angie says, that means they're admitting they don't know who wrote that one. That's entirely possible. E says the first couple of words. My what? Let's see. First couple of words. Blessed. Oh, Mashiel? I don't know. Let's see if the dictionary. Mashiel. Ah, suggested searches. Mashiel. Mashiel meaning. Mashiel in the Bible. And then some stuff in Italian. A person versed in Hebrew or Yiddish literature, especially a follower or adherent of the Haskalah movement, according to Merriam-Webster. If we go to BibleStudyTools.com, not a link I thought I'd ever be clicking on, says it occurs in the title of 13 psalms and denotes a song enforcing some lesson of wisdom or piety, a didactic song. Okay. No, I do not want notifications from BibleStudyTools.com. Go away. Ah, not a shield. Yeah, it's, hang on, let me type it in. Yeah. Oh, you thought I was doing a voice. My shield. Ah, well, I guess we learned something today. All right, so a didactic song. Well, I mean, I guess that makes a nice change of pace from just the straight up sucking up to God. All right, 33. Rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for the upright. Praise the Lord with harp. Sing unto him with the psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto him a new song. Play skillfully with a loud noise. For the word of the Lord is right, and all his works are done in truth. He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. He gathereth the waters of the sea together as an heap. He layeth up the depth in storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord, and let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people have none effect. Of none effect. Sorry. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. The Lord looketh from heaven, he beholdeth all the sons of men. From the place of his habitation he looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashioneth their hearts alike, he considereth all their works. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength. A horse is a vain thing for safety, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul waiteth for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us, according as we hope in thee. Yippee. So either an unauthored psalm or just a continuation from verse 11 of the previous one, because it really is two verses back to back. 32 verse 11 and 33 verse 1, if read together, go, "Be glad in the Lord and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for the upright." And then it goes into the songs. 10 strings, psalteries, all that mess. Dr. Osiris asks, do we still do the stream? Whoop, there it went. On Thursdays for mental health. I never had any notifications until now. Yes, we do. Same time as Improv Bible Study. 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK, 9 p.m. Belgium time. And yes, as Paul says, he was on last week. We talked about PTSD and resources thereof and various interpretations. It was a great stream. Mark Caesar says, unauthored? I thought they were all unauthored, just gathered under a banner. Well, that's a fair point. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know how these, a Psalm of David, to the chief musician, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how those appear in the original text. That's just how it's formatted in the KJV. Y'all pardon me. It's been storming up a storm here, and I think the leaf mold is getting into my sinuses. 34. It's just not. I know, like I said last week, I realize I'm just kind of plowing through these, but there's so little to get your teeth into. I don't know what else to do. 34. A Psalm of David, when he changed his behavior before Abimelech, who drove him away, and he departed. Well, there's a heading for you. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. O fear the Lord, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack, and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. What man is he that desireth life, and loveth many days, that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil, and do good. Seek peace, and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. There we have 34. Well, at least we've got one of them placed somewhere in time and in the story, right? When he changed his behavior before Abimelech, who drove him away, and he departed. Thanks for the clarification. We do tend to depart when people drive us away. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. I've got a story reaching way back to my Sunday school and churching days. Something I hadn't thought of probably since not long after it happened, until these verses just brought it back up. We had a children's sermon when I was a kid by a visiting minister who had an object lesson with him. He had a Ziploc baggie full of white powder. And he sat all the kids down and said, "Do you know what this is?" And of course, all the kids said no. He said, "It looks like salt, doesn't it? It looks like salt." And I'll never forget, word for word, the next thing that he said. "You know what else it could be? It could be bleached sand." And he took some of it and ate it. And then he offered it around. Turns out it was sugar. I've never been entirely sure what the point of that little object lesson was. As far as I could tell, when he tied it into taste and see that the Lord is good, apparently we're supposed to put anything we encounter into our mouths and try to figure out if it's good that way. It's a weird religion, and it's populated by weird people. Godless Granny says it's supposed to be a picture of Christ's crucifixion. Yeah, I could see that. Mark Caesar asks, what do you think the word desolate meant in that context? Hang on, let me see. Desolate, 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 desolate. Ah, they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Normally in the King James, at least so far, desolate has been used to refer to like barren ground, desert soil, these kinds of things. So I think it's just a nice fancy way of saying they shall not prosper. You know, their seed shall not bring forth in season, this kind of stuff. Angie says, Psalms always made me feel like shit. Well, yeah. I mean, there's so... They tend to go on and on and on about how wretched is man. You know, what is man that you are mindful of him? The son of man that you care for him. For I am a worm and no man. It's just, I don't know, it's a very negative book, very negative toward humanity. You know, it's full of exaltation for God, but it's kind of building up God at the expense of humanity. You know, pushing us all down and reminding us how lowly and fallen we are. How wretched in the eyes of the Most High. Not sure where that voice came from, but there you go. Angie says, most of them are, God will help you if you're good enough, but you can't be good enough. Exactly. No great surprise then that the early days of the church really loved the book of Psalms. We'll never be good enough. We must trust in the Lord and in him who was crucified because of our wretched, miserable sins that we did before we were born via our parents. Never Again says it's hard training to break if you were spoon-fed that stuff. Just saying. Exactly. So many of these, I get like halfway through them and I start thinking, oh, yep, I remember this. I remember this. This sounds familiar. It's weird though. We weren't really working out of the King James most of the time when I was a kid, outside of like the 23rd Psalm and stuff like that. So I get about halfway into something that sounds familiar in the KJV and realize if I'm not careful, I'm about to start reciting out of the New International. And I don't want to do that. The last thing I need is a lawsuit over copyright infringement from Zondervan Publishing House. All right, 35. A Psalm of David. Fancy that. Where's mine? There they are. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, with which without cause they have digged for my soul. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord, it shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which deliverest the poor from him that is too strong for him? Yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him. False witnesses did rise up. They laid to my charge things that I knew not. They rewarded me evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into mine own bosom. I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourneth for his mother. But in mine adversity they rejoiced, and gathered themselves together. Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me, and ceased not. With hypocritical mockers in feasts, they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destructions, my darling from the lions. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among much people. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me, and said, Aha, aha, our eye hath seen it. This hast thou seen, O Lord. Keep not silence, O Lord. Be not far from me. Stir up thyself, and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my Lord and my God. Judge me, O Lord my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Ah, so would we have it. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice in mine hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, let the Lord be magnified, which hath pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all day long. And there's 35. Alrighty then. So, just a beseeching, or as Angie says, this is what I call the Sick'em God song. Yeah, just scatter my enemies before me. Make them go away. Oh, Paul asked, am I still going into the Discord? I'm going to start that on Saturday because I've got to get it set up on my computer first. I've only got Discord on my phone, and the few times I've tried to do that in the past, it's been an adventure. So I've got to get it set up on the new computer and figure out the interface. But we'll be starting that after public domain for patrons on Saturday. Yeah. So yet another Sick'em God song. There was a weirdness in there, though. Why is he bowing down in sackcloth and regret when his enemies are brought low? That's a hard turn for what old David's usually like. Usually it's, I rejoice in the breaking of the bones of my enemies. Thank you, Lord. Praise to you for having brought the wretched low and desolate in the dust. I mean, it's a very Christian sentiment. Smite my enemies and then let me grieve on their behalf because no one deserves to be smoked by the Lord. Except for the wicked, of course. I mean, it makes no sense. It's really just kind of out of nowhere. Because he starts off pleading with God to rise up with shield and buckler and spear and such. Spread his enemies as chaff before the wind and let their way be dark and slippery. Hoping that they fall into the snares they have set for him. And then he turns around and says, I was a good king and they rewarded me with evil. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth and I humbled my soul with fasting. And then he turns right around and talks about how he wants them to be ashamed and brought to confusion and clothed with shame and dishonor. Make up your damn mind, David. Shit. Hey, Brainbug, good to see you. Yeah, that was a weird one. It almost reads like two smushed together. Maybe it is. We had 32 and 33 that really read like one broken up into two. Maybe 35 ought to be 35 and 36. Who knows? Why am I trying to push sense onto this stupid fucking book? It doesn't make any sense. It's not well written. It's not well formatted. There's always something. Ooh, yeah. I normally try to avoid prop humor. That ain't good. I wonder if I can smush that back in. So these spare no expense dollar store reading glasses, you understand. Ah, the screw broke. That ain't good. All right. We're going to have to improvise and be careful. All righty. 36. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord. All right. The transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of God before his eyes. For he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Thy mercy, O Lord, is in the heavens, and thy faithfulness reacheth unto the clouds. Thy righteousness is like the great mountains. Thy judgments are a great deep. O Lord, thou preservest man and beast. How excellent is thy loving kindness, O God! Therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of thy wings. They shall be abundantly satisfied with the fatness of thy house, and thou shalt make them drink of the river of thy pleasures. For with thee is the fountain of life. In thy light shall we see light. O continue thy loving kindness unto them that know thee, and thy righteousness to the upright in heart. Let not the foot of pride come against me, and let not the hand of the wicked remove me. There are the workers of iniquity fallen. They are cast down, and shall not be able to rise. And that's 36. Well, I don't guess I should be surprised that a psalm that leads in with a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, goes on to talk shit about his enemies, right? I'm the good guy. The good guy I am. The wicked are abhorrent to me. And then he just goes on and on and on. I'd love to know this word loving kindness. That's all one word in the King James that keeps cropping up in Psalms. I'd love to know what that word actually is, because it's weird and very specific. And it's almost like a word that was invented to translate something that didn't translate well or directly. I'd love to know what it was in the ancient Hebrew or Aramaic or whatever. Loving kindness. More rejoicing in the falling of the enemy. I guess we can all get on board in that, right? Never Again says, are we doing this to remove the last of our Bible triggers? Honestly, I think that's why I keep dropping in LMAO. Yeah, there's a lot of this that's flashing me back pretty hard to my Bible studying days. I didn't think I'd spend as much time in Psalms as apparently we did do. 37. A Psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord, and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow, to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, into smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borroweth, and payeth not again, but the righteous sheweth the mercy, and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful, and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil, and do good, and dwell forevermore. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked, and save them because they trust in him. A lot of verses to say, not a whole lot, ain't it? He's is bringing the research. Loving kindness derives from misericordia in Latin, the thin-bladed dagger used to give the death wound or mercy stroke to a fallen adversary. So that's a weird bit of translation, isn't it? I mean, to go from the execution device to loving kindness. I mean, I guess mercy, you know, put them out of their misery, but it's weird for that to be a positive thing as something that is bestowed upon the faithful. Julie says, the one nice thing about being raised Catholic, we only had to listen to someone reading the Bible once a week at Mass. Easy to let one's mind wander. Envy have I. Only once a week? God damn. Never Again says this sounds like homesteaders and family farmers are going to win the long haul. Yes, indeed. Mercy. Yeah, exactly. Mercy. Mercy. Hey, Wonder Lady. Good to see you. Welcome. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just a whole lot of verses to say the wicked shall perish and be forgotten. A lot of repetition of the phrase cut off. Yeah, remember, don't be wicked or your end will be cut off. It says so in the good book. Wow. All right. We got one more in us. We're coming up on the top of the hour. 38. It's relatively short. A Psalm of David to bring to remembrance. O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and my hand presseth me, and thy hand presseth me sore. There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither is there any rest in my bones because of my sin. For mine iniquities are gone over mine head, as an heavy burden they are too heavy for me. My wounds stink and are corrupt because of my foolishness. I am troubled, I am bowed down greatly. I go mourning all the day long. For my loins are filled with a loathsome disease, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared by reason of the disquietness of my heart. Lord, all my desire is before thee, and my groaning is not hid from thee. My heart panteth, my strength faileth me. As for the light of mine eyes, it also is gone from me. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my sore, and my kinsmen stand afar off. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things, and imagine deceits all the day long. But I, as a deaf man, heard not, and I was as a dumb man that openeth not his mouth. Thus I was as a man that heareth not, and in whose mouth are no reproofs. For in thee, O Lord, do I hope. Thou wilt hear, O Lord my God. For I said, hear me, lest otherwise they should rejoice over me. When my foot slippeth, they magnify themselves against me. For I am ready to halt, and my sorrow is continually before me. For I will declare mine iniquity. I will be sorry for my sin. But mine enemies are lively, and they are strong, and they also hate me. Sorry, y'all, this print is so damn small. Mine enemies are lively, and they are strong, and they that hate me wrongfully are multiplied. They also that render evil for good are mine adversaries, because I follow the thing that good is. Forsake me not, O Lord. O my God, be not far from me. Make haste to help me, O Lord, my salvation. I think it's 38. Yuck. Yeah. Exactly. If it's in the good book, then it must be good. For the good book says it's good, then it's good because it's in the good book, and it is the good book because it's good. Hey, IQ. Good to see you. Crunchy. Crunchy. Everybody's talking about crunchy. Oh, mushroom snacks. Okay. Sorry, I was still thinking about the loathsome disease of the loins, and y'all started talking about crunchy snacks, and I got real fucking confused. Yeah, this sounds familiar from Job, doesn't it? Yeah, well, we were on 35Es, but we're moving right along. No lingering nor hesitation. Yeah. To bring to remembrance. Maybe it's the remembrance of Job that he's talking about. I don't fucking know. It's that's some vivid imagery, though, isn't it? My wounds stink and are corrupt. My loins are filled with a loathsome disease. My lovers stand aloof from my sore. Got pretty hardcore there, didn't it? We've gone from lots of vagueness, just more of the same. God is righteous and the wicked are like chaff which the wind drives away. And now we're talking about David's loins and his loathsome disease. Why? I mean, it's probably metaphor, right? For the state of his heart and his an overstatement of his iniquity. Because I can't help but think that if David had actually suffered from a loathsome disease of the loins, that we would have heard about it back in Samuel. That would have been the judgment of God for bad shit. Yeah, poor me, and also help. And then into 13 and 14, verses 13 and 14, Paul's bringing the Tim Minchin in the chat. I love it. Yeah, verses 13 and 14. But I will not rebuke God. I'm going to go full on Job with this. I've got the sores and the loathsome disease of the loins, but I will not rebuke God. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And also, I'm going to ignore the mischievous things of they that seek my life. I heard them not. And cast myself upon the mercy of the Lord. Upon the mercy of the Lord? What, wasn't he the one that gave you the loathsome disease of the loins because of your iniquity? The hell? Yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna call it there. It's gonna be hard to top the stinking sores and the loathsome disease of the loins. Gotta love the good book, don't you? It's full of such vivid imagery. Now I want to real quick. I want to do a quick comparative translation moment. What was that? Psalm 38. I've got another one. Where's my NIV? There it is. Ugh. Ooh, much bigger print. I should have gone with this one. Shit. So many old bookmarks in this thing. God damn. I was really into this shit at one time, y'all. Let's run Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms. Psalm 38. My wounds fester and are loathsome. My back is filled with searing pain. That's no fun. Let's see. Nope, nothing in the study notes. No change. See, now I'm curious. Just one more. Just one more. NRSV. Oh, thumb index. I forgot about that. I wish that was in all of them. 38. My wounds grow foul and fester. My loins are filled with burning. You just can't top the King James for vividness of language, can you? Since we're talking about fungi. All right. Well, yeah, with a quick moment of comparative translation about venereal disease, I think we're going to call it here. Thank y'all so much for joining me today, for sticking with me through yet another long slog through Psalms. We'll be done with this shit eventually, y'all. Never would have occurred to me that it would only take us like, what was it, a week and a half to get through all of Job, but it's taken us fucking forever to blow through Psalms at the rate that we're going, even despite. Oh, dear. All right. Well, we will, let's see, today is Monday. We're off tomorrow, but I hope to see y'all over on, well, I won't see y'all because I won't be able to see the chat, but I hope you come see us over on Godless Granny's channel tomorrow night at 7 Central for Does My Vote Count? And thank you so much, Godless Granny, for inviting me in on that. I think it's going to be a great time. Then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming. Improv Bible study on Wednesday, mental health Thursday on Thursday, fancy that, and improv Bible study again on Friday. And we'll see how many more Psalms we can get through this week. Dr. Osiris says, keeping my eyes open for more notifications. Good, good. Yeah, I've been having a little difficulty with notifications lately, but YouTube gonna YouTube. What you gonna do? Thank you. All right. Well, as we always say, oh, and new critical questions tomorrow. Yes. Thank you, Dave. Everybody, make sure you, if you've got links and a wrench, drop your links with your wrench. As we always say before we head out of here, everybody take care. Be safe. Stand against hate. And we will see y'all again soon. Bye now.